Hello, biologists. I'm going to show you how to use our Blackboard page and how to use our textbook. Sharing my screen. All right. So now you can see the Mountain Hood Community College page. And on this page, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, there we have a way to access Blackboard. So it's one way to find Blackboard. Another way is to just Google it. MHCC Blackboard, and then the first hit is usually the correct one. It's mhcc.blackboard.com. So there's our Blackboard. You log in, and it will populate the classes that you're taking this term. So I'm going to go ahead and click into our class. All right. So the different sections are a little bit different, but the content's all the same. So we'll just focus on the W1 section, but you can be in any section and all of this information is true. This is our lesson page. I'm going to enter student preview, so it'll look just like what you'll see when you log in for the first time. I can tell that I'm in the right class because here is the course number in a couple of different places, and it has my name, so you can make sure you have the right instructor because different teachers teach this class. You'll start by reading the welcome. That gives you some information about the class and how to contact me. And then you will scroll down and do the syllabus section first. So the syllabus section, once you click into the folder, has 5 different pieces. I can see the different 5 pieces here in the table of contents. If I wanted to switch between them, I can just click on any of these links and it would take me to that item. Or there is a button right here. It says page 1 of 5. I could click that button. Or over here, there's another button. So there's 3 ways to click in between things. Any of them work. They're all fine. I like doing this because I like to read what's coming up. You'll need to read the syllabus. There's a lot of really important information in it. And then you'll read the schedule. So you're going to read both of those things. And then after you read them, you will take the syllabus quiz. Here's what the syllabus quiz looks like. It looks like there's nothing there. You have to hit click to launch. And then once you hit click to launch, you have to say begin. So you have to tell it twice that you want to do a quiz, and you'll be doing quizzes every week. So we'll hit begin, and this is the syllabus quiz. You'll go through, you'll answer these questions however you want to answer them, and then you will submit it. I'm just clicking random stuff. Save and submit. This quiz is due Wednesday, so just 48 hours after the term starts. Please make sure that you're logging in and getting ready. The reason we have something due so quickly is because it's like showing up on the first day. We want evidence that you intend to participate in the class. So save and commit. It says, are you sure? Yes. And then I see my end page, which gives me a little bit of information like how long I've spent on it. And I can click OK. And that will show me the results for the auto-graded questions. I clicked number 1 correct. I can tell because it's 2 out of 2 points. I did not get number 2 correct. It's 0 out of 2 points. You can take the syllabus quiz as many times as you want. So I could just say, okay, and then I could start it again. And I could keep doing it until I get full credit, if that mattered to me. For your other quizzes that you'll have, the reading quizzes, which you'll read about in your syllabus, you can take those 3 times and your score will be the average. The syllabus quiz you can take unlimited because I really want you to get the information in the syllabus. Then we have 2 other links in this folder. We have the issue research project directions. This is something that will be due on week 8 or 9 of the term, but I want you to have all the information. So if you wanted to start it early, you could, but this is a project that's due later, but it's there for you if you wanted to check it out. And then we have a link to the textbook, which I'll click in a second to walk you through the textbook, but first let's finish looking at Blackboard. Once I'm done with everything in the syllabus section, I can go back, and I can go back a couple of ways. I could either follow the breadcrumb trail up here and hit homepage lessons, or I can go to my large table of contents and hit homepage lessons. This large table of contents on the left is super useful. That's where you're going to find everything that you want for the course, but sometimes it hides. So if it ever hides, just pop it back out, and then you can find what you need in it. So the lesson page is where you'll find the syllabus information. and where you'll find the weekly folders. We'll walk through that first. This is the week 1 folder. It'll always open to the lesson activities page. And I do want you to start here each week. The reason I want you to start here is because this will give you an overview of what you're going to be doing that week and what the expectations are, including the points and the due dates and the policies involved. So your first week, you get an overview, then you have lecture, you have homework, you have a lab, and you have a reading quiz, and then it tells you to move on to the next section. Here, I will link to the lectures that I'm creating now, so they will be there for you. And when they're up, you just click on them, like the homework, and it will open the homework. So my Wi-Fi is a little slow. So here, I have my homework. When I'm ready to start the lab, I'll click on the lab, and it will open the lab. Everything you need is linked in that page, and that's why it's so important to start there each week. So you have to go in there to find your assignments, and then you can go through and work on them. Your reading quiz that's due on, depending on what class you're in, Sunday each week. It might be a different day if you're in a different class. It will tell you the reading right here. So for week 1, it's chapter 4. You'll read that portion, and then you will take the quiz on it. The quiz is in the table of contents area here for this folder. So I have a link to submit the homework. And then I have the reading quiz. Click to launch. And then I have a link to submit the lab. So in my lesson homepage, there are 4 different things. First one has all the information and links you need. Then you have 2 places to turn in things, the homework and the lab. And then you have the quiz to take the quiz. You'll find that here. And maybe if you get lost, you can always use your table of contents to go back to the homepage and get back into the folder. Our homework will be 1 through 5 weeks only. So you're only going to have it the first half of the term. Each homework is set up to teach you a technique that will help you become a better biology student. So I want you to do them before the midterm, which is why it's week 1 through 5 only. So you don't have homework the second half of the term, just the first half of the term. In this cool table of contents bar on the left, if we start from the bottom, I have student support links for you. So tutoring, if you start to want to talk to other people about the class material, or if there's something that's confusing you, or if you just want a really nice place to study, the tutoring center is awesome. So tutoring, OL student help means online learning. So that is if you have a problem with technology, or if you forgot your Blackboard login, whatever it is, that is there to help you with your tech. A link to the library research data page, which is really useful. And then a link to all of the resources available for MHCC students. Above that, you have My Progress. What's cool about this is if you click on the calendar, it'll show you where you are right now and when all the due dates are. So I'm recording this during summer, so you're going to see the due dates for my summer class. But when our term starts, your due dates will populate here. So you can always see when things are due and what is due. You can also see that in the My Grades tab right here. In the My Grades tab, you will see the grades of things that you have submitted. So I have submitted 2 things as a student. I got 1 out of 10 points on the Reading 1 quiz, and I got 6 out of 10 on the syllabus quiz. If these numbers are blue, that means that I left feedback for you. So if I click on this number, it'll pop up a box, and it'll be feedback from your instructor to you. So if I got 1 out of 10 on that homework 1 quiz because I didn't answer questions 9 through 10, I could leave you a note saying, oh no, what happened? You didn't answer most of the questions. And so my feedback will be useful. Please do read it. And you get to it by clicking those blue numbers. What's also cool about this page is that you can always see the due date right there too. So you can keep track of what's coming up and what's due using the My Progress tab. Then we have communication. My messages is kind of not my favorite way to get messages. It doesn't alert me, and so it might take me a day or 2 to notice if you message me through that. Please send me an email instead. I know different teachers have different preferences, but if you email me, it goes right to my phone, and then I can read it, and I can often respond like immediately or at least in a couple of hours. So it's much faster and much more efficient to email me. So email me directly, please. If I set up an announcement, it'll pop up there and it'll tell you that you have an announcement. I'll also email you periodically throughout the term, so you'll get emails from me as well. Please check your Saints emails. And then we're right back to the homepage with a link to the syllabus section, which is right here, and the textbook, which we'll talk about in a second, and that rubric for the project later in the term. And we also have discussion boards. So for the discussion, you have a general discussion board where you could set up a study group or post a really cool meme that you found, anything that you want to share with the class. And then we have issue project topic choices. That will make sense after you read the directions on the issue research project. But again, that's not due until week 9, I think, maybe week 10, but definitely later in the term. So don't feel pressured to do anything with it yet, but I would check it out because it's always nice to know what's coming up. That's Blackboard. Now that we know what Blackboard's like, let's look at the textbook. I'm going to click the link to the textbook. It's also linked in the syllabus, and it's also linked on our homepage. Once I'm in the textbook, I can go to the contents, make it pop in and out. I like to keep it out because I like to see what is coming up. And then I can scroll down to the different sections of the book. The first reading quiz is on chapter 4. So I'm going to click on chapter 4. And then when it opens, I see that there are 6 parts to chapter 4. So I'll go right to the introduction. It's nice to get the overview. It's going to describe what each of those 6 parts are. And then when you're done reading it, you can hit next, and that will take you to 4.1. And then you read that and you hit next, and that will take you to 4.2. For your first reading quiz, I want you to read all of chapter 4, so all 6 parts. You could also skip around, so you could jump in between the different sections just by clicking them here. And then the cool thing about our textbook is it's free, A, and B, it has key terms listed, which is super useful because I like to study vocab. And there's chapter summaries, there's visual connection questions, and there's review questions and critical thinking questions. So there's different ways to engage with the material after you read it. I think that's awesome because sometimes I read a section and I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure I understood that. I can go to the summary and read that summary and be like, okay, I understand the point of the big picture of it. And then I'll go back and read it again and make sure what I read lines up with the summary to get the overall ideas. We're going to be using a lot of this part of the textbook. We're going to go into genetics as well. So it'll be really fun. All right. Thank you for taking a tour of Blackboard and the textbook with me, and I will talk to you soon. Email me anytime with questions. Bye.